All right, thank you, Roberto. Welcome everybody to our final session at our first Mid-America Hypnosis Conference virtual edition. I really hope you all enjoyed it and were able to get around and see and do everything that you wanted to do today. So I know everybody's excited for these next presenters. So without further delay, Past Life Regression with Tibetan Singing Bowls, Paul, Sophia, and Peter.
Thank you.
Yay, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Clap again, Karen. We couldn't hear.
Oh,
Well, I think as many of you know, it was 15 years ago here at this conference where Sophia and I met. And wow, we see big picture of Peter Blum. What happened?
oh, no, we see
Okay,
ourselves.
they're
in
changing
suits.
us around. Let me put that back on. Okay,
Good.
good.
Now we see everybody.
It's a really sweet conference that we look forward to every year, and it's been different attending this time online, but it's really been wonderful too. We missed the hugs and some of the social time, but we had a great social blast yesterday, sharing at the lunchtime, our coming together for the first time at the conference and being together ever since.
And
We
if you
really
don't
want to.
mind me butting in, I just want to point out that you guys are joining us from Germany.
Yeah.
If this wasn't a virtual conference, you wouldn't have been able to join us this year.
That's right.
Very true.
So thank goodness we have this availability.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 hours ahead of you.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. here. And it's really true. Without this, it would not be possible to see each other and to share and to recharge batteries with each other. So it's a beautiful, amazing meeting. And thank you, Randy, for honoring us yesterday with our song. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we would like to also really take a moment to thank everybody who puts this conference together with so much effort, with just so much strength and union and unity. And we will not be able to mention everybody because we don't really know each and every one who contributes, but I want to mention a few.
Yeah. Maybe not, maybe we don't mention the names.
No, we don't mention names.
Yeah.
Okay.
But someone said yesterday at lunch, this is a very organized conference, but it's not run by an organization.
Yeah.
Right? There's no politics.
Yeah.
There's no. People do it because they love it, and it runs because volunteers dedicate themselves and their time to make it run. And I think that makes it a really special conference. So we really want to give a big thanks to everyone that makes it possible for us to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You all deserve.
Big virtual applause.
Yeah. And next year,
amazing.
big hugs, we
Yeah.
hope. Yeah.
That's why it goes smoothly, because there's no politics in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Just a lot of love.
Yeah.
A lot of love, a lot of
And a
love.
lot of hypnosis.
Exactly.
You know, someone said to me, Chicago is the heartland, or it's the heartland, the area. And it's really true for me. It's every year this is coming to the heart. So one person we would like to mention is Larry Garrett. We are presenting in really his spot. He is the one who is usually finishing the conference. And we were in contact with him, of course. And yeah.
Larry would have made a few bad, rough color jokes by now. He would have told a few healing stories and a lot of heartfelt words from him. And he's a really special guy, and he's in need of our love and healing and support. So we thought that it would be really the right thing.
Very feel good, sweet. Yeah, sweet Roberta. Yes.
Since we have a room full of healers and therapists, we wanted to ask you all to take a minute to do a kind of meditation, healing meditation for Larry, who's struggling with his health. And before that, Sophia has a few quotes from Larry himself
Yes.
that she's been looking forward to sharing with you.
I mean, he's just an amazing guy. We all know that. And I really feel like you should know in what kind of a place he is and what kind of a mindset. It's amazing. It absolutely blows me away. Of course, he made a ton of friends during his medical journey with the medical people at the University of Chicago. And he says usually people with cancer become depressed and sad. Oh, no, not him. He kept positive, and they love positive patients. That was so sweet. And he said it was such a difficult decision to say no, to not present, but his mind is still pretty foggy, and I can very much relate to that. So I feel so honored that especially us are in his place, because I got to know Larry in 2005, actually at the NGH conference, and Dick Hart and him, they were the first two people I got to know really in the field. And I sat at the big shot table there, and everybody was like, who is she? And I was new with family constellations and so on. And then Carmi actually invited me to come to Chicago that fall. So this is how it all came together. And actually Larry and Dick were the two who really, really supported me. And I will not forget that.
Nobody knew Carm was a matchmaker, did he?
And Larry wrote, amongst many other things, I'm healing a little at a time, so in tiny steps. And I feel I'm coming back to where I was with an extra push to be better than I have ever been. I have learned so much consciousness in this journey. I have opened my mind as it has never known. And we all know Larry. If his mind wasn't open, then I don't know. So if this opens him even more, what an unbelievable person. Amazing, if we look at discomforts of life, they offer a lesson to improvement. Maybe we all need a discomfort to awaken us to love life in this very moment. That's a pearl of wisdom from our friend Larry Garrett. And let's please now, as Paul mentioned, take a moment to send him love and healing. Approximately a minute, let's just gather the energy and let it travel through the ether to him.
In whatever way you know, please send him thanks, love, and healing. Thank you, everyone. Larry is such a sensitive man. I'm sure he's wondering in this moment, what the heck is going on?
Group hug,
Yeah.
group hug to Larry. Come on, everybody, outstretch your arms. Let's give Larry a hug. Larry, group hug. We're missing all those hugs from him.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah.
We have a very special friend with us here today, Peter Blum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm embarrassed to say how many
Mm-hmm.
years ago, but in my office in Chestnut Ridge, long before I moved my office to Manhattan, I recorded a past life regression. Remember CDs? I had a past life regression CD, and Peter was kind enough to do a background music for it using the Tibetan singing bowls, because I found that listening to those, I journeyed, and many other people would journey too. They really change consciousness and assist on this journey. So he did the Tibetan bowls in the background for that, and it's been available and working for many people for, I don't know, at least 15 or 20 years. So Peter's here with us today. I want to give him a chance to introduce himself and introduce you to the bowls.
Thank you, Paul. I was remembering when we met was in the probably mid to late 90s at the International Hypnosis Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
You were in the elevator with your son, who was really young, and I was doing an event at that time. You know, I hadn't really started to be featured at these conferences, so I would just invite people to my room. And I think I was rooming with Michael Elner, and we invited people to come, and I said, I'll just play some singing bowls, and you were, well, I have my son. I said, bring him. And I believe he came that night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We go back, and I was so happy that we had a chance recently, besides you using my pre-recorded music, for us to actually jam live. We did it at the conference last year, and again when you came up to visit me in Woodstock. It's great. I love it, and I'm honored to be invited to be part of it. You know, I respect the work that you and Sophia do so much. Sophia, you said that Larry and Dick were some of the first people you met, but I think I was the first person you met.
I meant at the conference.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew you before you knew Paul or anybody.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So the NGH certification at
Yes.
Tribeca, Trudy's, yes.
We all have
Trudy's a mutual friend. It's beautiful.
karma.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I don't know what to say about them. They are a great gift that has come to me in this lifetime. And I have a friend who works with these instruments, and he says, I am a disciple of the bowls. So in that sense, they teach me, and I'm very honored to be in service using these ancient sounds to help heal and center people and for inner guidance. The people of the Himalayas, there's nothing written about them, but anecdotally, they say traditionally they were created for three main purposes. First of all, for massage without vibrational massage without touching hands-on, and secondly for synchronization, and thirdly to travel without moving the body.
Absolutely.
And you didn't have to travel and schlep them in a suitcase.
I know. That's one of the nice things about not having to go live.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, very much so.
Before we begin the journey that I think some people are already ready for, or perhaps even began, we wanted to talk just a little bit about the process, so that you could, well, focus and set an intention, really, and to get the most from the journey. When I was first asked to come speak at this conference, there was one caveat in the invitation, and that was that I not speak about past life regression. So look how far we've come over about 15 years, right? Here we are, a featured event, and finishing off the the conference. So it's really an honor for us to be here. Because it's a group regression, we wanted to make a couple of suggestions before we take you back. We're going to go back through childhood and then into the womb and then into a past life. So in childhood, there can be a lot of different experiences. We'd like to direct you to something really magical, really enjoyable, something that's, well, we call it the wonder child. It's that magical aspect of our child self. I want to take you back to some time in childhood where you are experiencing something really wonderful, really beautiful, really pleasant, really enjoyable, really magical. So set that intention to go visit something like that. I know many of us have trauma from the past, and sometimes that will come up in a regression like this. And that's best done in a private session, one-on-one, whether it's online or in person. And even if we've had a lot of trauma, we all have some experiences in the past that are joyful, that are carefree, that are really magical. So hold that intention, allow your deeper mind and your soul to take you back to some special event in childhood like that, to that wonder child moment or moments. I remember first time my youngest son saw a flower outside the door of the house, and the incredible wonderment in his eyes of something he'd never seen before, or a child that for the first time sees their hand and can't quite figure out exactly what that is. So just set your intention for something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then from childhood, we'll move you in utero into the time in the womb. And there are a couple of reasons that we do this. The first memories in childhood, as you know, are coming from the deeper mind, the subconscious mind. But in the womb, the brain, the mental mind, and the subconscious mind are not yet fully formed. They're not fully functional. And like many NDE experiencers talk about, being free from the limits of the mental mind, your consciousness is greatly expanded. You don't have the amnesia. You don't have the challenge of the mental mind before it really fully develops. So when we take you in utero into the womb of your mother, before your body is fully developed and before your birth, it's much easier there to remember why the heck you're doing this, why you're coming into this body, and what it is you hope to do and to learn and to work on in this coming life that you're about to be born into. So we want to take you back to that special time in the womb where you can ask, or better, maybe better said, remember why it is you're coming and what it is you hope to do and learn in this coming life. It can make much more sense of things and help you live with much greater purpose too when you remember why you're coming. So we'll take some time there in the womb, and we'll continue back from there into a previous lifetime. Now, sometimes people want to get as much out of the regression as possible, and they'll go to 2 or 3 or 4 lifetimes. That's fine. We don't charge extra for more lifetimes. As a matter of fact, this is our donation, our contribution to supporting the Mid-America Conference, so there isn't any charge. But go back to a lifetime where you had some special talent, some special ability, some special knowing that can serve you in this life. You don't have to go back to a traumatic life, a difficult life. Go back to a life where you can find something that you knew or did, were aware of, that you can recover and bring into this life to serve you in fulfilling your purpose. A lifetime that would be beneficial for you to connect with and be of value and benefit for you in your current life. Let your soul guide you. Don't sit and try to remember. A regression really works best if you allow the memories to come rather than trying to remember. We say it's a lot like going to a play or a movie, although it might not be visual, but if you're in a play or a movie, you don't try to make something happen on the stage or on the screen. You simply are more the objective observer. At first, you don't know the characters or the plot, but you let it unfold naturally. And so we want to ask you to do just that. Let it unfold naturally. Reserve your analysis of what's happening for after it's done. Then look at it and say, well, what does this mean to me? What do I do with it? But as it's unfolding, be receptive, be curious, be open, let it come rather than trying to make something happen.
So really dive through your open heart into your feelings and place your mental mind, which is not capable of retrieving these kind of memories, on the back burner or kind of in the last row of your imaginary inner theater. So, and maybe during the experience, remember or remind your mind to step back and continue to open your heart, continue to really go deeper into your feelings and tap into this morphic field or into the memory of your eternal you, the memory of what is outside of your physical experience as who you identify yourself with in your physical body. So really tap into something greater. The further back we go, the deeper you will be able to sense and feel into this. So in other words, in childhood, you're still more connected with subconscious mind. Then in the womb, really open up to all the other experiences and just trust. Judge or analyze later. Just really go for it and continue to stay in touch with our voices. Be present, but yet go on the journey. This is kind of the duality of the mind. You know where you are now in this moment, but yet you travel within into a deeper and broader dimension. So make it very safe for yourself by staying in touch with us in the moment, with one part of you. Yeah.
One other thing I think is important if you haven't done this before to know is that how the memories come. So I'm not especially visual, and my first time I was regressed, I wasn't seeing anything. So at first I thought maybe it wasn't working, or I should try to remember something or imagine something. So it's important to know that the memories come through some combination of the senses. So you might, if you're not visual, you might be hearing something like an inner voice or answer to some of the questions we pose. Or you might have a sense, a feeling of what's going on around you, right? Sophia, when she regresses, often smells things before she sees anything. So pay attention, kind of scan your senses as you go back and notice how those memories are coming for you. And if you'll just focus on those senses that are most dominant, then it will become more clear for you. It will begin to unfold more clearly for you. And let the bowls, the drone, the tones of the bowls guide you. This is what they're designed for. Peter has guided a number of groups with the bowls for past life regression. So let those be your support in journeying back. Trust what it is that your soul has to reveal to you today. Let it lead. Be open, be receptive, trust what comes, and reserve analysis for afterwards. Yeah? So we're going to begin with a few moments of the bowls to help set the tone, to begin the journey. We'd like to have you get comfortable sitting or lying down and letting your eyes close. And let the sound of and the vibration of the bowls guide you now. and bringing your attention to your breath. As we go along, you'll hear my voice, and you hear Sophia's voice, or you might hear Sophia's voice and my voice, or perhaps our voices will blend together.
So getting comfortable now, ready to go on an inner journey, a journey back in time, for you to explore events and experiences from the past.
It's not a matter of remembering, but it's a matter of allowing the memories to come. You bring your attention to your breath now, taking some longer, deeper,
Nice, deep, letting go kind of breaths.
relaxing both mind and body.
Taking a time out for yourself and tapping into this really healing and nurturing moment, relaxing your body, your physical home in this lifetime, from the top of your head all the way down to your feet, and breathing also into your energy body, letting go.
Deeper down, deeper within, deeper relaxed. Consciousness expanding beyond the limits of your mental mind. You take a few moments to observe your thoughts. No need to do anything about them. Just notice what it is that you hear your mental mind saying to you.
Letting go of any concern, knowing you can take care of it later. Relaxing your mind and winding down and breathing yourself gently into the now with every beat of your heart. Noticing how very beautifully your body in this lifetime works all by itself. Listening to the balls, the beautiful vibration, helping you to go deeper with each and every breath.
A few moments to invite your mental mind that does such a good job of keeping things together for you in your daily life to step back, to release its grip, to observe and record as you go along rather than trying to do it for you.
That's right.
And then you bring your attention to the center of your chest, your heart center, inviting it to open. For your heart is the doorway to your inner world.
Diving through any kind of protection deeply into your inner knowing.
Down, deeper within, deeper relaxed. Trusting the images, impressions, feelings, and memories as they come.
Connecting to your feelings and feeling your heart open wide. That's right.
Continuing deeper within now, we're going to take you on a journey back in time, along the timeline of your life and lifetimes, going back first to some pleasant, some enjoyable occasion in childhood, full of magic and wonder. Not a thing you have to try to remember, but something that you just simply allow to surface from your deeper mind, perhaps in great detail. And from there, going back even earlier to that very unique time in your mother's womb, where your body is developing and you were preparing to come to be born.
Going deeper and deeper within, with every word we speak, connecting to your inner wisdom, to your highest good, your highest self, remembering that you are safe and protected and in control.
And from the womb, you'll go even earlier to that previous life that will be most beneficial for you to explore, some life where you can recover some special talent, ability, something that will benefit you in your current life. And to prepare for this journey, you want to allow yourself to now be bathed in a healing and a protective light that washes all down over you and down through you.
Protecting you from above and below, in front and the back and the sides, until you are completely enveloped with this vibration, with this light, with this protection, asking for guidance from your guides and from beings who live in the light alone. Sensing and feeling into this protection and guidance, going even deeper, feeling so safe. That's right.
Deeper down and deeper within, you begin your journey back in time. Going back now to some very special occasion in childhood, full of magic and wonder. Going back now, 3, 2, 1. And be there now.
Be there now.
Thus letting it unfold.
A happy, enjoyable, magical, beautiful time in your childhood. Trusting what comes. Trusting your feelings.
Perhaps you're experiencing curiosity. Playfulness. Wonderment.
Something magical.
Notice how it feels to be a carefree child once again.
That's right. Letting it develop. Diving into it.
Become aware of your surroundings. Notice if you are there alone or if there are others around you. Maybe there's a loving parent or relative.
Or an animal. Or you're in nature with your friends.
Or maybe there's a favorite toy of yours.
Or it's a very happy occasion like a birthday or Christmas. Maybe several different memories are flooding into your inner experience. Just trust what comes, opening up, trusting, asking for beautiful, healing, fun, great memories to flood in. Open the gates. Just really let it come in. That's right. Beautiful. Yes. Yeah. You see some of you really there. Nice to see.
If it's a really pleasant and enjoyable scene, step right into it. Allow your adult body that's gone through all that it's gone through to not only remember, but to re-experience this playful, joyful, happy, magical time. You might take some time to tell that younger you that you love him or her. But you also want to be open to whatever it is that the younger you wants to show you or tell you. What does your inner child, your wonder child, want to share with you now?
So listen within. Open up your inner ears and inner eyes, your senses, your feeling. Trust the memories and the messages you receive now. And if your mental mind starts to question something, just remind your mind, this is nothing you need to do at the moment. Just step back to the last row of my inner theater. Just record and memorize for me, but judge and analyze later.
The joy and the curiosity, playfulness. You might ask that younger you if he or she would like to go along with you, that you're going on an adventure, that you're doing a bit of time travel. And ask this younger you if they would like to join you on this exciting journey.
That's right.
And then hand in hand, or arm in arm, or side by side, you continue going back in time along that timeline of your life and lifetimes. going back now to that very unique time in Mother's womb. Moving towards the womb now and into your developing body.
Time where you're preparing to come into this world, where you're preparing in your mom's belly, and sense and feel into it. This quiet and safe environment. Sense and feel into your body. Are you maybe preparing to get out of there? Or are you somewhere in the middle of the development, or maybe very, very tiny? Maybe even observing that tiny body and getting access to who you are, who's preparing to go and join this body. Searching for information in regards to why did I choose this specific parent, these parents, that circumstance, that country, this setup? What does my soul or my eternal me want to learn through this? How do I feel when I join this physical body? Is it maybe a little tight and restricting, or do I have great excitement going into this life? Am I full of enthusiasm because I know I'm going to make such an impact in this life? Explore and let all this come to the surface of your inner recording device, your inner knowing, trusting again, opening your inner mind, your inner ears, your inner eyes, even more. That's right.
How are you feeling about coming to be born? What is it that you hope to do and learn in this coming life?
Maybe you notice something specific about your body or your mind or your brain, which is giving you maybe a challenge, or which maybe really supports you in something you want to achieve. Maybe a very analytical and brilliant mind, or maybe a very agile and durable body, or maybe the opposite. Maybe you need to take time to learn things and learn patience. Or maybe you have a challenge with your body and you feel it's stopping you from certain things you think you could do, and you need to embrace yourself in this very moment and realize this is a challenge I chose to bring. Empower yourself with knowing that you had a choice in this too. You, the eternal you, the spirit or the soul, however you want to call it in the limited human language, really, really, really tune into that vibration of you. Who are you? Preparing in this specific body. Who are you? And what is it what you plan to do here? This unique experience on this planet. All the physical sensations, and feel into it and sense into it. That's right.
And we want to welcome you. Welcome you to this developing body. Welcome you to this world. We want to remind you that you are loved.
That you are seen. And that you are here for a purpose.
That you are needed. You are loved, and there is never anything you have to do to win or earn that love, because it is your birthright.
Birthright in your human form.
Notice your true nature before your birth, before all the things that will come later. Feel into who you are before you enter your body fully.
And go deeper and deeper into it. Relaxing deeper into it, opening up all your senses even more. Feeling comfortable and connected, guided and protected and safe.
Just one more thing before we continue our journey back. As your body grows and develops, and that takes some time, do you stay with it as it develops? Or are there times where you leave, where you go off somewhere else? And if you go somewhere, where do you go? And what do you do? Do you meet with others? Are you still planning for this life?
Is there someone helping you to decide or make plans? Or are there others who are celebrating your decision to come to planet Earth with you?
Feel their love and support.
That's right.
From your developing body there in the womb, you continue your journey. Back in time. Along that timeline. Going back now to a lifetime that will be helpful, beneficial for you. A lifetime where there are gifts that will help you in your current life.
Knowing that you will be automatically and magically drawn into another body, another time, another place in which you, as the spiritual being, the spirit who you are, resided before. So traveling on the timeline of your lives now, going back.
Back to that significant life that will be most beneficial for you. Going back now, 5, trusting what comes. 4,
Opening up all your channels.
being open to all that your soul has to reveal to you. 3,
Trusting what comes.
2,
And then 1, be there. Letting it develop.
now.
That's right.
Just become aware of your surroundings.
Allow all impressions and images and feelings and smells and sounds to come in.
Notice if you are indoors or outdoors.
Maybe sense or feel into your physical body. Maybe sensing and feeling and looking down at your feet, what you're wearing.
Notice if it's the body of a male or female.
Maybe notice your complexion by sensing or feeling your hands, seeing them. It might be that you are in the midst of a situation where so much is developing already. And then maybe you might have to still be patient with yourself and really open it up, trusting and sensing. Sensing into your surroundings or into your own being. What are you wearing? Is it day? Is it night? Is it bright? Is it dark? Warm? Hot? Cold? Going even deeper into it and continue to open up into that vibration, to that knowing. You absolutely know. Just really trust.
And what's your sense of what's going on around you? What is it that's happening? Good. Now you can move the scene forward and go to the next significant event in that life.
3, 2, 1, and be there now, opening it up. Significant event. exploring, trusting what is happening, who's there with you. Maybe you get a sense of where this is, this place where you are. Allow yourself to go even deeper into it. Deeper with every gentle breath.
Notice how you feel. What's the overall feeling in this life?
Searching for information which impacts you. Details flooding in.
Perhaps your name.
Trusting what comes and what is presented and shown to you by your soul.
What seems to be the main theme of this life?
Moving this inner scene forward, or maybe even a little backward, searching around for more information, for a different significant event, in order to have more clarity what is happening, who is involved. Maybe people you know in your current lifetime. You recognize their energy or you look into their eyes.
Who's there in that life that you recognize as someone in your current life?
Mm-hmm.
Going deeper, expanding consciousness. Moving now to a time in that life that will bring understanding and awareness to some special talent, ability, or gift in that life that can benefit you in your current life.
A special talent or ability from which you can benefit. And you can imagine a bridge from that lifetime you're exploring to your current life, on which information and energy can travel back and forth. Imagine a bridge, and you can retrieve or send or communicate talents, abilities. You can have dialogues with yourself, who you were. Can merge with each other in order to retrieve that talent or that energy or that strength or information. For you are one.
And now we're going to move towards the end of that life. You don't have to re-experience it, but you can move to those last few moments where you actually leave that body. Moving towards the end of that life now. As you leave that body behind, as you've done many times before, notice where you are now in relation to your body, if you're in it, near it, or above it. If you're still in it, you want to move out of it, nearby. And from this higher perspective, you can look back over that lifetime and become aware of your first thoughts and feelings about that life and how you lived it.
What are your thoughts and feelings about the lifetime you left? What is your sense about your accomplishments or what you learned?
What do you feel you accomplished?
What information is important for you for your life today? Why was this shown to you? What do you want to learn from it or integrate, or what does the past you still need, maybe? Is there anything you want to say to him or her? Does she need some closure or does he need some advice? And remember your bridge. You can easily communicate. For again, you are one and the same soul, taking in what you need to take and leaving what you need to leave.
If there's anything back there that no longer serves you, you can release it into the past. Let it go. Honor it and let it go into the past. You can look into the eyes of those with whom you came into contact and forgive and be forgiven. Look into the eyes of the one that you were then and forgive and be forgiven. And any talent, gift, or ability from that life that will serve you in your current life, reclaim it now. Welcome it back. And notice that if as a result of any of the experiences in that life, notice if there's some promise, some agreement that you make, something that you say you'll do or not do next time around. And if that makes sense to you, if it benefits you, you can renew that agreement, that intention. And if it's causing harm in some way, you can change it.
Take all the important lessons with you. Everything you want to reclaim and remember can flood into your soul's memory now in order to really anchor in your being.
Moving away now from those last moments of that life, from your body that you once inhabited. You move towards the light, towards those loved ones and guides who await you. Moving now, quickly or slowly, moving into the light, where you are greeted by a guide or loved ones. Feel them welcoming you.
Remember, you are never alone.
And they have a message for you, something that they want to show you or tell you or give you. Just be open now to receive their gift of words or energy now. Take this into the depths of your being, remaining connected with this guide, guides, or loved ones.
And tap into this incredible, amazing, huge, unconditional, and all embracing moment of oneness and love. Being free of your body and connecting with who you truly are as the eternal being. Remembering and opening.
And with this love, oneness and new awareness, free of some of the burdens of the past. You gently and gradually begin your return journey now. Coming back to this day and to this date.
Knowing that you are capable of reconnecting to this special place or vibration anytime you allow yourself to reconnect.
Coming back to this time and place. Feeling into your body, the chair or couch beneath you, the room in which you sit or lay. Coming all the way back now, wiggling toes and feet.
That's right, with a refreshed knowing of why you are here, who is supporting you, who is with you.
Grounding and reconnecting, breathing deeper, moving your body, preparing to open your eyes. Feeling the love and support all around you, coming all the way up, all the way back. And if you want, all the way back. That's right. Really feeling that body again, fully inhabiting it. That's right. Good. Did we lose Carmen? No? There he is. Yeah. He has a big green aura. Halo. I knew it. Yeah. Yeah, all the way back. Thank you for sharing that journey with us. We travel with you when we lead that. And Peter, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. What a different experience it is to do that together. Yeah. Very special. Yeah. So what we would like to do now is give you some time. Yeah, thanks, Karen. To give you some time to share one of the beautiful or profound experiences that you had, perhaps something unexpected or transformational in that journey for you. You can just unmute yourself and tell us what happened for you that you want to share with us.
I can share.
Randy, thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
I think I got to thank you three. So I'm still trying to formulate words and stuff, but when we were in the womb, so I forgot what you said, but instead of staying there, I went, I was like, went through I didn't know if I was time traveling or creating my future or going into my future, but I certainly wasn't in the womb, and I was going to all the places where I was going to be living. Like it was almost like I was creating my future or something. It was very, and then the same thing happened later on. I was like on the West Coast of the United States on the ocean, and then, you know, trying to figure out these talents and different things. And all of a sudden it was like I went through this, I was zipping through the West Coast. I'm flying up above all the way to kind of like Vancouver-y thing, but it was all really fast. Like both same with when I was in the womb, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Is this space travel, time travel, remote viewing? Is it intuition of, you know, understanding the future? Yeah, please. What?
Yeah, the mind trying to figure out and putting it into a category, right? The duality. It's like, ooh, what is this?
So
You
that
know,
was
in
a trip.
Michael Newton's books, Life Between Lives, that's a specialized kind of regression that we both do and teach. People often talk about this in the womb, that they do kind of a preview. There is a planning that's done, but they often fly around and sort of preview some of the places and events that are going to come in their life. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are beautiful sessions to really explore your life's purpose and resolve things that are sort of tripping you up. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and in the womb, you often notice that you as the soul, you're observing the developing body. And you might go in, but then you might go out again. So it's not necessary that once you're in, you stay.
Right.
You might still come and go. And then, you know, as you said, the different places and so on. And of course, you can go like this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
We asked for another one. Sharon, you look like you were so deep. Here. You want to unmute yourself and just tell us if there was something you're willing to share?
You know, sometimes you go so deep that you don't necessarily remember things, and it comes back, you know, over a period of days or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently I was very good at doing paintings. And it's something that I've been thinking that I would like to try doing, but then it's like, well, I'm probably not good at this. But apparently I was. So it's something I should be trying.
Yeah, don't try. Like my inner child would say, don't try, do it.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know, our minds can limit us in so many ways. It's a talent that you have from the past. And one of the reasons we did this today was to reconnect you with that. Just say yes to it and invite it in. Get the paints or whatever it is that you worked with and just start playing with it and do it from your heart, from your soul, not from your mental mind. And you'll be amazed. We have a colleague in Australia that was a banker and started doing this work. And he is doing the most unbelievable Aboriginal paintings now with no training, no prior experience, because he connected with the previous soul experience with it. It's unbelievable. Don't give it a try, do it.
That's true. Well, a message that I came back with was live freely.
Live freely.
Live freely. No limits, basically.
I think that's a message for all of us.
Yeah.
Live freely.
Thanks for sharing that, really. I think especially now, sometimes we feel so restricted.
And you know, thank you so much. I see that Zeynep is here from Istanbul. She just finished a Past Life Regression course with us. A couple times a year, we run this course and train people how to do individual sessions with childhood and womb and past life. You want to share a little bit, Zeynep, about your experience just now or on the course?
Yeah, sure. It was an amazing experience for me. during the course and today. It was a surprise for me. You shared the link. Well, I think it combined with the things I experienced during the course also. I don't know. This is my mind speaking. I don't know. I could see things through crystal sphere. It was something I didn't expect, but I just accepted what it came. So I don't know now how it is going to affect me on doing my work, but I'm really excited about that because during the course, in my past life, no, in the childhood experience, I saw myself, I could see energies around, and I blocked it somehow. And now seeing this, that I could see things through a sphere, a crystal ball. No, well, it combines somehow, and I'm really curious how it is going to unfold for me.
Yeah. And that's, you said the right word, it's unfold. These bits and pieces come, and give it time. It's like pieces of the puzzle come together, and it'll take shape, take form. It will unfold for you exactly. Be open to it, trust it, and invite it. Just say yes to it and see where it takes you.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Sina.
I know it's late there. It must be midnight or something, right? No, 1:30.
1:30. It's okay. I'm glad. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be here with you, all of you.
Janet. Janet's here
Thanks,
too.
Yeah. Does anybody have a question? Or anybody else?
Have a good experience.
Yeah, I think Sally.
I had a
Hey.
profound experience today with you, and I was with Zenith last week as well, and worked that regression with her childhood energies, which was really fun. But today, wow, I loved that how you started us, just framing it to the wonder child and why we're here and going back to a life where we could retrieve talents. It was just a beautiful framing. And when we invited our guides, I had a vision of St. Francis and this just beautiful flock of butterflies. And I was back to a life where I was a Franciscan monk. And it was a really beautiful and peaceful life. It was such a beautiful life.
Nice. Tap into that.
And it was peaceful and meditative. And I painted, which I don't do, but I have paints that I bought like almost 2 years ago that I haven't used. And I wrote poetry, and I communicated with nature, which are things that I do now, but kind of, hesitate. Well, it's kind of like what I've begun to embrace. And at the end of my life, I felt that I had too good of a life and I suffer.
Oh.
I understand the humanity because Christ had suffered and I had not suffered. And I went into this life feeling like I need to suffer. Like I felt guilty for having such a beautiful life. And when I went off into spirit, now mind you, I grew up Jewish in this life, and I met Christ when we were off in spirit, and Christ embraced me and said, my teaching is not about suffering.
Oh, beautiful.
My teaching is about light and love. And I felt that my suffering had been taken away in that moment. It was incredible. That understanding that I had taken in my life and ended my life with was a misunderstanding of the teachings of Christ that had been brought into religion, that I had brought into my life as this regular person who felt like I shouldn't be a monk. I should just be a person suffering.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one to let go. What a beautiful experience. For sure. Thank you for sharing with us. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Keep letting that go. Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yeah.
And the focus on suffering is
Yeah, this is the thing we see is that the soul, before it's in a very enlightened state, soon after the death, has a thought or a feeling like that and makes this choice about, and then it really influences the next life. And it's the pendulum swinging way out of balance. And yeah, that's a good one now to resolve, to be done with. For all of us.
I'd like to give an experience of what I
Yes, Deborah.
through. I've never done a past life regression before. I always thought they were, okay, I'll have to try that someday, and didn't think too much about it. But I had a most interesting experience because, going back to some favorite parts of my childhood was very nice and very temporary. And then going back into the womb, I felt like I wanted to get out. I wasn't there very long. And then the next thing I know is there was a man reading a document. I was a very small, thin child and almost like a slave. And a woman kind of took me in, and I felt connected to this woman like a mother, but she wasn't my mother. But I was very hungry. And she gave me food. And it's the funniest thing because my husband calls me the food lady because I'm always feeding people. And it's like, I must have known some really bad hunger. I mean, I didn't as a child in this life. But I don't know if like I was a slave person. All I know is I was a little skinny kid and dressed very shabby, and this woman gave me food. And I saw this very clearly. And it was in a very ancient time. And another crazy story is I have these things on my wall. They're called ukuleles. Now, they're not a real instrument, but they were created from a certain type of instrument. And it was something that I saw as a child. And I always wanted one. And they were giving them away at a store. And I used to hang out at the store because I pretended that like the store was my house. It's kind of goofy. But I always wanted one when I was a kid, but my parents never gave me one. And it wasn't until a few years ago I met someone who had them on their walls and said, and I said, "Where did you get those ukuleles?" And he said, "Oh, a nun gave them to me many years ago." And I said, "If you ever get rid of them, I've always wanted one when I was a kid. And I can't believe I'm seeing these because they were a promotional thing." And now he wound up giving them to me.
Wow.
And they're very special. And it reminded me of this time where I was at that they played an instrument like that. So, I don't know, crazy things happen with energy and I guess past lives, but I've never experienced anything like that.
Now you have.
Now I have.
Yeah. No, there are often these carryovers and we can't quite put them in place. It happens certainly with people, but it can happen with places and with things as well. Yeah. Ukulele, I've never seen one.
No, if you Google them, they were made from an instrument. I don't even remember the name of the instrument, but yeah, that's what they're called. And yeah, I got two.
Thanks for sharing that. And you may find that more will come to you over the next days too.
Wonderful. At least I'll be aware of if they do show up. Thank you. That was really wonderful. And Peter, thank you for the lovely music.
Yeah, that was very
fabulous.
enhancing, really. Yeah. Thank you, Deborah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Another person?
I'd like to share for me.
Grant.
Hi, Grant.
Hi, how you doing? Good to
Hello.
see you. Firstly, thank you to you, Peter, Paul, and Sophia. A wonderful session. Thank you very, very much. Throughout, I've never done that before actually, and throughout that there seemed to be almost like a common theme. And the common theme was a nautical theme. Working in some way with water, with sailing, which I don't do in this life. I don't do it at all. I have nothing to do.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah, maybe. But it seemed interesting, and the gift seemed to be navigation in a sense, and guiding people, that kind of thing. And that seemed to be what I got from that, and it did seem to go from different geographical places, and different climates, and it was a really deep, beautiful experience. It really was. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I always think of this work as helping people navigate their inner world, their inner realms, and we're a bit of a guide in helping them do that. It's vast inner world in all of us. Different kind of navigation than a ship, perhaps, but yeah.
Absolutely, that could be the connection. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for participating.
Pleasure.
If you don't mind if I point out, since we're talking about navigation, you two in Germany, Peter in Woodstock, New York, navigated the globe. You brought us this beautiful experience from across the world. And look who we have here: Istanbul, London, all different, all across the United States. People all over the world came together for this experience. Thank you so much. From Mid-America and from me, thank you so much for giving us just a beautiful experience. Peter, it was amazing what you added to it. It was just phenomenal. And
Mexico.
Look at all,
Robert.
Mexico too, yes?
I feel really that, especially with a meeting like this, there's a certain orchestration. We see that also in the trainings. At the end of the training, people often say, oh my God, this is unbelievable. It feels like we all made the plan to have this really intimate week together. And I really feel there is a certain energy we build together and a certain common denominator. Even if we have maybe a challenge in this, it's all meant for a greater learning, and we learn through the sharing, and we learn through each other's feeling into each other's energy. Definitely. Yep. And the most amazing thing is it even works like this, because soul is soul and spirit is spirit and energy is energy, and everything is an illusion which holds us back.
World traveling to all different times in the world. How amazing is that? Just amazing to think.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you want an individual regression session or to train in it, contact us, Paul at aurand.com and Sophia, KNY at AOL.com. We love doing this. We teach it, practice it every day. And it's really an amazing way for people to remember who they are and fulfill their purpose here. And the more people can be out there doing it, the happier we are. Don, I see your head nodding. How was your experience?
For that last comment, I think we're all better and we're lifting the energy of the universe as all of this stuff. just the conference itself and this session in particular. It was interesting. My journey was a lot of bits and pieces of things and kind of confirmations, I think. But one of the most significant things was when I came back. The room that I'm in is a pretty warm room right now because it's I've got it closed up for the quiet part of it. But when I jumped back into my body, and I wasn't aware that I was that much out until I jumped back, and I was cold at first. I don't know whether you noticed, but I was rubbing my arms and I was chilled. But this is a warm room, so it was kind of interesting I really was out and traveling around, and there's some bits and pieces that were kind of profound, but I'm going to keep them inside for now. But it's about love and forgiveness and confirmation of that, which is sort of like, well, yeah. But well, all right, I'll share. There was sailing stuff in there, of course, because that still is a big part of my life. But I think that I was feeling, I'm sorry. I have known that I was Bartholomew with Jesus way back. And that was one of my times in my travels, and I was feeling still. And I know it was the plan, but I was feeling guilty that happened. And I couldn't do anything. And then after I oh geez. And then I met him later, and not in the past life when he came back, after the 3 days. This was up here. Again, and I had another meditation a year or two ago about the whole forgiveness thing. And again, he said, I need to forgive. Excuse me.
It's okay, Tom.
I need to forgive myself.
With you. Yeah, exactly.
One of the significant meditations I had that I was kind of linked up to also was I saw him on the cross, and it says, forgive them for they know not what they do. And then he kept telling me to forgive them. And he said it like a dozen times because in my consciousness, I was thinking, yeah, but you have the yabbits.
Yeah, sure.
But before I even got to that yabbit part, it was like he knew, and he said, forgive them. And then there was a pause, and he said, forgive yourself.
Yeah, that's always the hardest, isn't it?
Oh, thank you. I love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too.
And I guess there's work. I guess there's work to do.
And what we just really heard through Sally's message, take the focus off the suffering.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that very intimate, vulnerable experience with us.
And we are here the next days if you
thanks.
need a talk or or a meditation together or whatever. Yeah.
I had no idea all it was, going to come out like that.
Yeah.
But I'm in a safe place here, so it's good. Thank you. Thank you all. All of you guys.
Hypnosis online.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Paul, I'd like to really thank you for everything that's happened in the past. And I did have training with you way back when. And I'd like to thank you for that.
You're very welcome, Phil. Thanks for being with us today. It's always good to see you.
It's good to see you, Phil.
Well, I lost my hearing during your presentation because the battery went dead and I had to go change hearing aids.
Oh, okay.
All right. But thank you very much.
Pleasure. Yeah. Someone else want to share something that surprised you, that felt transformational, or really wonderful to reconnect with? Where's Funda? I saw Funda there. How'd it go, Funda? I know you've been wanting to do regression. Did you get back there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I couldn't help but just teared up with Dan. It was very
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so Dan doesn't need help, but I just wanted to say that I love you and I'm here anytime you wanted to work. We all need help, but it is interesting that I had many beautiful moments through this, but I was constantly it's so funny, tasting orange. Wow.
Constantly.
Tasting a orange juice.
Oh, orange juice. Oh, yeah.
Orange. Why am I tasting orange? What is this orange?
Interesting.
And then I find myself in orange orchards, which I love the smell of it, the blooming.
Yeah.
Orange blooms are unbelievable. The fragrances. In Turkey, one time we had and then at that time of the year when we travel, before a kilometer before you start. So that's smell. And then I remember, then I was in the womb, and I remember my mother saying to me, so I was not making this up, but it was real thing that she said, I ate kilos and kilos of orange when I was.
Oh, fantastic.
So I don't know how to connect everything together. And here I am. This is how I started. I start smelling again the blossoms of orange trees. And then suddenly, I'm not a very visual person, but I can hear very well. So clairaudience is very powerful in me. And I'm hearing that you're in the 1800s. Okay. Then I'm saying that, well, then I'm supposed to have maybe a barefoot, maybe these sandals on, or no, you have these shoes like baggies. And then suddenly I grew up. I am a woman. I have a hotel bar I'm running. In movies which they tag the horse there and then they come in.
Oh, yeah.
You go upstairs. I love Western movies. Then I'm seeing that people are giving me coins, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like almost like I'm just watching a movie. That's how I'm seeing it, not experiencing it in the physicality. And I'm saying, how am I making those coins? And then I'm hearing again, because you are there to solve the problems.
Oh.
I didn't see anything about that, but this is all I heard. And then I found myself suddenly here back again. Not too much any details, but okay. Is it because my loved ones here keep on saying that you're the one who's going to solve the problems? Is that why I did that? Scenery, I went back there seeing myself, or is that brought me here to become a problem solver? Anything and everything, small and big, doesn't matter. But this is what my experience was. but the childhood, going through the childhood, thank you so much, because I always tend to go to, trauma childhood memories, but now I brought up all the fun parts. I love every moment of amazing, wow, happinesses. So like about 4 or 5 of them I've been experienced.
Great. Oh, so good.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know you're doing a lot of healing and helping of many people in your career now. And I'm sure that as you tap into that time back there, that there's even more gifts that will help you in doing what you're doing now.
Oh, Roberta's at 5.
Okay. Yeah, it is, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it already?
Mhm.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh.
Thank you, Funda.
Thank you, Sophia.
Paul, I wanted to, again, thank you for the opportunity to do this. And since we did a test run with a microphone that I ended up not using, I'm curious to gauge I hope the bowls were at a good volume for those listening, that they weren't too obtrusive. Okay. And
Good.
They were
Great.
perfect. Perfect.
if people want more information,
Good.
the work that I do with sound,
Nice.
you can contact me through my website, soundsforhealing.com.
Right.
And don't you have a new book, Peter?
Oh, funny you should ask. Yes, I do. And presentation Friday, which some of you were at, on transonics, the vital link between sound healing and hypnosis, which has been an area that I've been working in for 30 plus years, trying to find done a lot of research.
A lot of wisdom in that book.
Since you were 10.
Yeah. So there's a book, there's recordings, there's other articles that I've written. So you can contact me through Facebook or.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thanks for being here today. And Carm, we want to thank you and your whole crew there for bringing this together and making it happen. I know it was a juggling act deciding about the hotel or not. You guys made the right choice, and thanks for doing it.
Well, we appreciate you guys being here. Janet Reed had her hand up too. I didn't know if you've seen that. I think she wanted to say something.
Janet?
Oh, I'll be quick because I know it's been, I just wanted to thank you. And I wanted to share this little thing. My whole life, I've had this fascination with Greece, but I've never been there. I lived in Astoria in Greece, or in New York City, and thought, well, maybe that's
a lot of Greeks in Astoria.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I loved
Totally.
it. And I had a past life today, and I went to Greece way back when. And I was just so excited. And also just wanted to say to everyone, I also was a student of Paul and Sophia, and I've taken a class and done private sessions, and truly life-changing. So I'm just so grateful for both of you in the field. And
thank you.
And I think all of us can attest to hypnotherapy just being such a gift. But you two in particular are such gifts to all of us. So thank you.
How can we contact Peter to get his book?
What is it? Sorry.
In the chat room, Karin, Roberta wrote it there. My website, soundsforhealing.com.
Oh, it's on the chat?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Great.
No. Since no one can travel anymore, no planes and boats and cars and, well, I guess there's cars and trains, but we can open a Past Life Regression travel agency. How about that? It's the best way to travel now. No mask required.
Exactly.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Yeah.
It was a real pleasure to see you all. And
spread the light, spread the happiness.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Stay in touch. It's just good to hear from you.
Yep.
Write us
Love you.
WhatsApp or whatever.
Let's finish how we began. Group hug.
Everybody who helps to make this happen.
Thank you so much, Paul, Peter.
Love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Thanks for a
very
brilliant
much.
conference.
Presentation. Thank
Yes.
you for coming
Yes.
and attending the conference.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do that.
Everybody, if you enjoyed this conference, tell everybody you know, okay? If
Yeah.
you didn't enjoy it, you would still be here. Okay.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
Karen, you want to say anything? You are
We love
calm?
it.
Well, I want to thank Paul, Sophia, and Peter for a great presentation and sharing your heart and love with us. Appreciate it.
Send us a recording. We'll put it on YouTube right away.
Yeah. You
You'll
know,
get it. Great. It's beautiful.
well, when we were speaking earlier before going on,